Hello everyone, welcome here. Today, we're going fishing. Although not here, and also we have a bunch of clues to do first, but anyway. So at step one, I'm actually going to stop fishing. Actually I want to actually bank properly. Okay. I've been catching monkfish as a bit of a change of pace from doing carambons. They're not necessarily faster XP or anything, and they're a little less AFK, but it's different scenery. But, yeah, they're worse food too, for that matter. Honestly, I don't know why I bothered. But I did, so here we are. Clues. Gotta get rid of all our beginner clues that I did. Let's see. All that I want for teleports. Chronicle, Rune Pouch, Skull Scepter, and Draman Staff should do it, I think. Oh, and we need the Spade. Go. All right. Let's refresh all these clues on the ground real quick. This is another reason why I probably shouldn't do monkfish. They're an inconvenient spot to come back and pick up clues that I drop while I'm doing it. But anyway. Earlier today, I managed to complete a master clue, so that was nice. Also, I got stuck on another master clue on the pickpocket and elf step. I might have to look something up actually. I don't think you can pickpocket them. Oh, okay, you can pickpocket them outside of Pref. Okay. So I don't actually need to complete Song of the Elves to do this. I just need to get another thieving level. Just need to get another thieving level. It's like 200k XP. Hello, Dread. But still, getting another thieving level is a lot easier than completing Song of the Elves. So that master clue won't block me for long. That said, I'm not going to try to complete it until I have another master clue waiting. Because master clues are the kind of thing where I want at least 2 of them before I try to do one. Piece of iron ore? Sure, I can go get that. Okay. Iron ore. So once we take care of these clues, then I think we're going to gear up and go do Temperos. Because I'm only 4 fishing levels away from being able to do Shark. 32 fire rooms. But oh well. Now, I'm gonna leave these clues closed for now. And we'll just keep doing the ones that are on the ground until they're gone, and then we'll crack open the others. Unfortunately, it's gonna be kind of a run every time we need to go get one. Oh well. So today, there was an update for the game that put all the sailing content into the game. It's not available for 2 more weeks, but it's in the game now so that they can see what kind of non-sailing bugs might crop up because of the new stuff. Give it time to shake out a little bit. Which means we have the new world map. Which is pretty cool. If I remember correctly, this part of the world is not ready. So there's kind of like a soft border between here somewhere that we probably won't be able to cross once sailing's added. So none of this is ready, which you can easily tell because Port Phasmatis doesn't have any kind of docking facilities or anything marked. Fossil Island, none of this has ready facilities. And here's another similar boundary. Wish I could zoom this out farther. So basically this corner of the world map is not ready. That'll launch after the main launch sometime. And I believe there's another similar area over here. From like somewhere here. I don't know if you can get into this Forgotten Ocean or not. But from somewhere in here there'll be a boundary probably. Down to like somewhere in here. Because this section of the map is not completed, and neither is the ocean around it. I'm not sure about this bottom corner, but there's nothing in this region. But all of this is ready. Yeah, anyway. 2 more weeks. On the 19th. I believe that's 2 weeks. Yeah. Wednesday after next. Like this cursed archipelago is not ready. This is definitely ready because this is part of a quest. They're very proud of, I guess. Anyway, the area that was available during the sailing beta was all of this up here. Out to about here, was it? There was a wall. And over here there was a wall. Something like that. You couldn't actually land on this island. And there was a couple other islands you couldn't land on, I don't think. But anyway. Okay, talk to Charlie the Tramp. Do I have to? Now, why would that be awful, Soup-Stalker? Just think of all the fun you're missing out on. Get a cooked pike. I don't know if I have any pike left. Guess we'll find out in a second. If not, we're going to have to make a visit to Canifus and buy some. Speaking of which, I should grab some coins. I do have some pike, okay. I'm still going to grab coins though. Alrighty, let's go cook this. Alright, let's go talk to that asshat, Charlie. Standing stones north of Falador. Okay. Sailing update does look fun though. The beta is pretty fun. Where I was, I'll see if I can show it when we get there. I remember when we get there next. But up there in Piscatoria's fishing colony, if you stand on the edge of it, you can see a kraken swimming around in the water. Okay. I don't have any use for bronze arrows, so those can go straight to the ground. And then back to Piscatoria's fishing colony to pick up another one of our clues. And look at a kraken. Yeah, instead of having a block down here that displays your total level, they have this now for sailing. You can actually click on it and bring up the sailing skill guide. There's only 3 boats available currently. Apparently they're going to add more later. Possibly. They haven't decided for sure yet or not. But there was talk of adding a bigger boat than the sloop. But we'll see. All the different ports you can land on. There'll be more than these later because there's some parts of the world that just straight up aren't covered. Mooring points, which are basically ports but smaller. A lot of places that don't have, basically places that don't have facilities to build boats and stuff like that. Port tasks, various places where you can pick them up. Sea charting tasks, shipwreck salvages, different grades of shipwreck. There's currently 3 Barracuda trials in the game, which are, they're kind of like, I don't know, time trial kind of things. And then various boat parts for making your boats haul. The UIM should be covered for making most of this stuff. I don't know if the smithing levels will be high enough. Well, I know the smithing levels won't be high enough, but construction levels will be. And then various facilities you can install on your ship. Cargo hold, salvage hook, range. Apparently you can cook on board your ship. That might actually be kind of handy. Better grades of previous things. Bronze cannon at 28. Iron cannon. Anchor. Not sure why the anchor is so far down. That matter, I don't even know what the anchor does for sure. Because you can't stop in the middle of the ocean without the anchor, so I'm not sure. It must do something special. Inoculation station. 8 teak planks, 32 steel nails, 6 Ralcium's balm. These are kind of annoying to make, but they're not impossible. Wonder what that's for. Okay. Steel cannon, wind catcher. This was in the beta. It's kind of cool. It allows you to, instead of basically, there's various moments where your sails need to be adjusted. You get a boost of speed whenever you do that. The wind catcher, instead of getting the boost of speed, it charges the wind catcher. And you can unleash those speed boosts whenever you want. Teleport focus. I'm guessing this lets you teleport to the boat. Requires a magic stone. It's kind of expensive, but the rest of it's easy to get, looks like. Trawling net. Chum station. It's for fishing. Fathom stone. Not sure what that's for. Crystal extractor. Similarly, I don't know what that's for. Greater teleport focus. Eternal brazier. Okay. Gale catcher. I'm guessing that's an upgraded wind catcher. More upgrades. Fathom pearl. Guess we'll find out what those are when we get there. And there's a variety of crewmates you can pick up from different places. Apparently I need to make sure I do 100 Temperos so I can get the level 90 crew member. I don't think that's going to be a problem. Getting level 90 is much more likely to be an issue. Anyway. Yeah. So over here amongst these rocks somewhere is a kraken. Get a little closer and hope it loads in. Yep, there it is. Spined kraken, level 121. It's rather sinister looking. Also, there's some graphical issues related to this stuff. That's not the game's fault. That is because I'm running 117 HD. And 117 HD is not properly updated yet. It looks much uglier, but also without weird artifacting if I turn off all the graphical plugins. See, the GPU plugin screws it up. That's because they changed some stuff about how the renderer works. And whatever version of the GPU plugin I have doesn't support it properly. And neither does 117 HD. So hopefully that gets fixed before sailing launches. Alright, what do we need? Spin at Flynn's. Okay, that is in Valador. Okay. Yeah, a bunch of plugins broke today. There's one that displays little progress bars under every skill to show you how far along you are to the next level. That's broke. There was one that handled bank tag plugins, or what bank tag plugins? Bank tag layouts. That was broke. There's several I have installed right now that are still broke. I wonder if anyone's reported the issues with 117 HD. As in, are they on anyone's actual radar? I don't see anything immediately. Any closed issues that mention it? Doesn't seem to be. Surprised this isn't on anyone's radar. I mean, it might be on someone's radar, but nobody's reported it as a bug. Well, anyway. Not my problem. Well, it's my problem if they don't get it fixed before sailing launches, but... Yeah, at the same time as they're launching sailing, they're trying to change the game from its old style depth sorting to proper Z buffers. And that is... a bit traumatic. But a lot of visual bugs. Things sorting improperly because they forgot to set the depth properly. It's like there was... I should look around through my gear. See if I can find an example of it. But there were some amulets that appear inside your character model when you're wearing certain armors. However, they visually, if you didn't really go looking for it, they looked fine. Because amulets always drew over top of the torso, no matter what. But if you use proper Z depth buffering, then they would draw inside of it because they were, well, inside your body. So I'm sure they had to do something to fix those. Oh. More crap. Alright. One last clue on the ground, and then we still have a couple more clues in our inventory. And then it's time for Temperos. So all those colorful tiles on the ground are there because there's a hunter method that those are useful for. You gotta track an animal around and click on various tiles to identify where its tracks are going. And those colors indicate where the next track is likely to be from any given point. Okay, Brian at the Port Sarim Battle Axe shop. Let's use the Rat Pits teleport, I think. Panic at the Alcred Mine. I did not bring a dueling ring. That is unfortunate. Okay, well then. I guess we'll run over to Draenor and grab a dueling ring. Because the alternative would be to teleport to Lumbridge, and I don't feel like doing that. Actually, how many clues am I away from being able to carry 4 of these? Does it really not say on the... Okay, it's 100. So we're actually not that far away. I need what, 12 more? Before we can carry 4 instead of 3? That's pretty good. Do I have more emerald rings? Yes, I do. Okay. Okay, it's air. Keep forgetting to enchant more of these. Okay. I should have kept one so I would have one in my inventory. Oh well. Steel axe. Blech. Okay. Inside the wheat field next to Draenor Village. We were just at Draenor Village. Oh well, back we go again. I guess DIS Fairy Ring is the fastest way there right now, since I don't have the Draenor Banner Teleport. Or Amounted Glory. I need to get my construction up and get Jewelry Box. But to do that, I need to make more money. And before I spend a whole lot of time making more money, I want to be able to fish shark. And I want to finish that stupid vampire quest. Anyway. And then we go back across the other side of the world to go talk to Shanty at Shanty Pass. I think BIQ ferrying is probably the fastest way to get there. BIQ. Okay, let's talk to the scammer here. The Raldo step. The master clue I did earlier today had the big brother of Raldo steps. Because master clues have their own version of it, basically. Okay. Where there's a lot more locations and they're all over the world. That was kind of a pain in the butt. I got a little bit lucky on it though. In that it oh, come on, pick a spot already, damn it. There we go. Patch of mushrooms northwest of Draenor Manor. I was betting it was that one, but if it wasn't, it was gonna suck. Anyway. It got down to, it could be 3 final places. 2 of them were on Dragon Tooth Island, and 1 was in Sleep. Thankfully it was on the one in Sleep, because Dragon Tooth Island costs... oh, I don't remember how many exactly, but it's a bunch of bring out columns, ecto tokens to get to. You have to pay somebody to row you out there, and he's charging an arm and a leg. But I didn't have to pay him, so it wasn't too bad. Of course, then that was immediately made up by getting a 3-step that was not ideal, to say the least. It was a dig in three places. So 3-step clues are, you do 3 different tasks. You get a piece of a clue for each one you do, and you assemble the 3 and you get the next clue step. My 3 steps were to dig in the Thieves' Den, which is really easy. Just go to Berthorpe, go down the stairs, dig. Yay, you're done. So that step was super simple. But the other 2 steps more than made up for it. Because one of them was to dig in a certain part of the God Wars dungeon, which was kind of a pain in the butt. Partially because I'd never been to the God Wars dungeon in this account, and so I had to get a bunch of stuff together before I could go. And the other one was to dig in the Vivaldi caves, which are a set of caves that you get to during Legends Quest, which are notorious for being a pain in the butt to get in and out of. Thankfully, there is an agility shortcut that allows you to skip the whole giant song and dance you have to do to get down there. Unthankfully, the agility shortcut requires 96 agility, I think it is. I think it's 96. It's like one of the highest, it is the highest one in the game. VLD or whatever, cave crevice. Needless to say, I do not have 96 agility, nor am I anywhere close. So I had to go through the whole annoying sequence of bullshit. Okay. So we left from behind Draenor Manor to come over here to dig, and then we're immediately going back to Draenor Manor. I really need to get the Draenor Manor portal. Costs 100,000 gold to buy a portal room. I do have the money. Screw it. I'm feeling super lazy. Let's get the 5th portal room for this place. I need 6 teak planks and... is it 2 limestone bricks? And 100,000 gold? Okay, I don't have enough teak planks. I definitely have enough limestone. Grab a hammer and a saw. Okay. Draenor Manor requires 100 earth, 100 water, 100 law. Do I have that many laws? No, I do not. You have to go buy law runes. Okay. Well, that's not the end of the world. Actually, I do have that many laws. I would just have to get some out of the rune pouch. But no, we'll go buy laws. Alright, notes. I already did that. Okay. $100 law. 100 earth, 100 water, was it? Yes, okay. Now the other teleports we wanted to put in there were Lunar Isle, which you need 200 astrals for. I believe I already bought 100 of those. So we need to buy another 100 astrals. Do I have 100 bloods? Yes, I do. Wait, I was looking at the Barrow's portal. Damn it. Stop looking at the wrong damn portals. Okay, Lunar Isle, 200 astrals, 200 earth. And then I'd also like to get the Ape Atoll, but I need 100 bananas and I don't feel like doing that right now, so we'll just leave that one out. So I need to buy 100 astrals, I need to buy 200 laws. Okay. And yes, I know that's not short for astral, but... the Barrow's portal goes in later. I would really quite like the Ape Atoll one. I don't hardly ever go to Apatol though. So I'll just worry about that later. Yeah. But Draenor Manor and Lunar Isle are huge. Alright. Speaking of Lunar Isle, that is almost certainly the place to go to buy these runes. So let's go to Lunar Isle via the only route I know how. Actually, that's not true. There's a couple different routes to get there. We're going to go to is it CI something or other? CIP. Okay. So I did throw in a miscellanea earlier. Because of a clue scroll step that I needed it for. I had to do something in the dungeons underneath the island. And you can't enter those until you do the quest. Technically you don't have to finish the quest, but... Or you don't have to finish throwing a miscellanea. Royal Trouble is the one that you don't have to finish. But like... Yeah, I might as well just finish it, because you're almost at the end of the quest by the time... where are we going? Lunar Isle. That's right. There's where you dock your ship, if you have one. Okay. Now I need 100 astral runes and 200 laws. Yeah. It's going to require some world hopping. Okay. Oh wait. Laws. Okay. We've got the astrals. I almost bought more astrals. That wouldn't have necessarily been bad, it just would have been unnecessary. I still have astrals set to left click by 50 for when I was here on the UIM buying astrals for Super Glass Make. Anyway. Now, we need to go acquire I believe. Six teak planks. Okay, we'll be able to fit that easily enough. Let's do that at the bank here. Yeah, I only have 2 teak planks, but I can easily get more. So let's grab an axe. Boom. Nine teak planks be best, but we only have the runes to do 2 portals, so I'm only gonna grab enough to do that. Okay. And 6. Okay, yeah. We'll go to Civitas and take the Quetzal to the Auburn Vale sawmill. Okay. Outside teleport to house. Then we'll enter in build mode. House viewer. Add room. 5th portal chamber. Some people would definitely consider this excessive. However, those people are wrong. Okay, direct portal. Yes, I know how this works. Portal number 1, I want to have be a Draenor Manor. And portal number 3, I want to be Lunar Isle. There, lovely. Now, let's go do our clue. Forgot about that annoying little wrinkle of teleporting in here. The trees that attack you are considered monsters. And the game doesn't view monsters as blocking for pathfinding purposes, even if they are. Okay, well that's shit. Alright, now we have an easy clue. Giant mushroom behind the grand tree. Okay, fastest way to the grand tree is Kandarian Monastery. And then right over here, there is a spirit tree. This spirit tree and that fairy ring way over there are why the Ardoin Cloak is so amazing for an early game Iron Man. Because there's also a charter ship to the south that's not too far away. It's basically just an amazing transport hub. It's mildly inconvenient as far as you have to run a little ways to get to everywhere that you might want to go. But you don't have to run so far that it's actually a problem. Okay, Panic in the Limestone Mine. Equip bronze plate legs, steel pickaxe, steel med helm. This stash unit has been built, so that means I don't have to worry about it. To get to the limestone mine, I believe my best teleport is take Varrock portal. Well, the best teleport would be dig site pendant to dig site, but I don't want to waste dig site pendant charges on that, something so trivial. Also don't have a dig site pendant in my inventory right now. The limestone mine's right over here. Pretty sure that's the one they mean. Yeah, it is. So this stash is actually pretty handy for a UIM, because you can stash a steel pickaxe here. And if you ever need a little bit of limestone, you can just stop by, grab it out of the stash unit, mine your limestone, then dump your crap back in there, and you have limestone. It's not relevant that often. Because usually you either have a pickaxe on you or can easily get one from elsewhere. But it might occasionally be useful. It's kind of like the bronze axe that's in a stash over there by the sawmill. Occasionally you just need an oak plank or something, and you don't have an axe on you, and it's faster just to go to the sawmill, grab your bronze plank, or your bronze plank, grab your bronze axe out of the stash unit, cut an oak log, and then put everything back in the stash and go on your merry way. It's rare that it's important at all. But it's come in handy a couple times. Sailor in Port Sarum. Okay. We will use the rat pits again. Into casket. Ooh, leather chaps G. How thoroughly amazingly worthless. They are kind of fashionable, I suppose. But also they're just a version of a really low-level ranger armor that is fancied up with a little bit of gold. So it's not like they're amazing or anything. They were worth like 10,000 something when I looked at them a second ago. And then I mouse over them again and they're worth 9,900. Their value is dropping as we speak. Of course, to actually get that value out of them, I'd have to drop them over to my main and sell them on the G, and blah. It's not worth it. They will instead eventually end up in my POH with most of the rest of this crap. Everything that has this little triangle sign on it is something that can be stored in the POH and probably should be. I just haven't built myself the room for it yet. Speaking of which, that was the last clue we had left to do. So let's get geared up for fishing and go do same. What all do I need? Okay. Don't think Radis Blessing does anything here, but I might as well take it anyway. I don't think I have the level to catch this little shit. No, I do. 6 coal? Okay. Sure, why not? Alright, I need buckets and a rope yet. We can pick those up when we're there. Okay. Now, to get to where we're going, I think we'll just run. It's not that far. It's not that far. It's far enough we'll probably run out of energy, but... should remove that willow. I'm pretty sure everyone's done Enlightened Journey, and that was the only reason I was leaving it there. Alright, just south of Alcrid, there's a boat that'll take us to where we're going. Alright. Let's see, we need to swap to world. Is it 422? I think maybe. Yeah, 422. Okay. My memory is the best. Except when I need it, and it's the worst. Alright, let's get on the boat. Go, go, go. You can see the obstacles around the Tempros area now, because there's a big storm around it that's dangerous to sail through. Oh, grab buckets. And grab a rope. Okay, let's go. Probably should have fished a couple more, despite the fact that we wasted a bunch of time at the beginning collecting materials. Oh. There's the double spot. Okay, we got reasonably lucky there. Oh, wave. Is it just me, or is it a lot less cloudy here than it normally is? Another double spot. Let's go get more. Play chicken with the storm. Go, go, go. Okay. Actually want that off. It is interesting that you can't see any of the obstacles and storm and stuff around in the instance. Not sure if I like that. I think I'd kind of rather there was more stuff going on in the distance to preserve the illusion that you're still in the world and not just down in an instance somewhere. Is this sailing? Wow. 2 more weeks. I think once I hit the 76 fishing for shark, I might fish a little bit of shark, but I think it'll be time to go back to the UIM and start training as much stuff as I can, and as far as smithing and stuff like that goes. Make sure I'm ready. I don't think I'm going to try to gather any materials or anything ahead of time, but getting levels would be a good idea. Because UIM kind of is my main account as far as such things go. I mean, I have a main, but I don't like playing it. UIM is definitely the account I care about the most, though. Oh, double spot. It's very interesting for sure, though. Let's get a little bit. We can get a little bit of cooking before we have to go dump. Won't be much though. We got to run at like 45% or so. Maybe more than I thought. Maybe. All right, let's go. Playing chicken with the wave is a sensible plan, but also you don't want to cut it too tight. I think we'll get everything dumped before he goes down. Barely. Okay. Now, oh, I should have asked Cream before he logged off if I could borrow the Dragon Harpoon. Oh well. Actually, if I get one more level and borrow the Dragon Harpoon, I can use it to catch shark. That would be a terrible idea and be a very slow way to do it, but I could. So that was 70 Temperos KC. 30 more and we could get the crew member that requires 100 Temperos KC. Of course, that one also requires 90 sailing, so I don't really see that as being a very large impediment to the 100 Temperos KC is much easier to get than the 90 sailing. And if it isn't, then something's seriously wrong with the balance of sailing. Man, I really hope it's a decent skill, like decent XP rates. I'm just really, really worried that they're going to do too low of XP rates because they're worried about making them too high. And we just end up with Agility 2.0. I'm gonna go, I only have 2 fish left, so I'm just gonna go ahead and catch them right now instead of waiting for a double spot. Okay. Like, I said it yesterday, but we don't need the second coming of fire making as far as XP rates go. But we also really don't need the second coming of agility. It needs to be something a little more reasonable. Something solidly average as far as skills go. But on the other hand, they can't make the XP rates too good because there's got to be room to add content later. But they can't make them too bad because there's got to be room to add content later that doesn't immediately completely supersede whatever the previous training method was. Anyway, guess we'll find out in a couple weeks. This time's been going really well. Okay, there's no reason to go over there. It's don't have enough left. I got over half an inventory of fish before the first down. Like I dumped a whole inventory of cooked fish and I got almost half an inventory again. Which means we're probably going to get most of an inventory of cooked fish this time to dump. Which means it's going to be a solid at least 5-point game, maybe more. Which is really good for masses. I really hope they fix the graphical errors in 117 HD related to some of the sailing stuff. Should probably go cook until the first double appears. Yeah, screw that. Efficiency can get bent. A little bit of free construction XP. It's really hardly worth it compared to how much you get from Mahogany Homes. It is free, but and Mahogany Homes isn't even the fastest way. I guess it's another thing I kind of hope. Oop, damn it, we need to go dump right now. I cut it too tight. We should have left it like at least 40, 45, and it's down to 30. Oops. Too busy not paying attention. Anyway, I really hope sailing doesn't turn into another construction skill where it's just a giant money sink. Unfortunately, it kind of sounds like it's going to be. Although there are definitely ways of training it that are just not going to be that. Okay, that was a 5-point game. Not too bad. Let's go out another once or twice before we pull anything from the reward pool. I forgot to check to see how many flakes I had in the bank before I headed out. But I think I'm really close to getting the next piece recolored. Like, I know pulling every 10 to 15 permits is definitely not the best way to do it, but also if I get lucky and get spooned something good, I want it sooner rather than at the end of the grind. When it comes time to do things, when it comes time to do this on the UIM, I'm definitely going to have to practice a lot of self-control. No, Cream just logged in. I missed most of the green because I was paying attention to chat. Yep. If he sees it, he sees it. If he doesn't see it, then he doesn't see it. Oh, there's another green one. Cool. Cook. Okay, that'll make the next game go a little better. Run! Run, you fool! Okay, made it. I wish people wouldn't load all 4 cannons like this. It just makes the game go faster for no good reason. Like, there's a... There's a proper amount of speed that you want for a mass. Ideally, you want it to be just slow enough that you can get about 5 points without struggling too much. And then everything is perfect. Unfortunately, when you load more than 2 cannons, that makes that much less likely. Of course, now watch. I'm going to put the Dragon Harpoon in the group storage. I'm going to pull my own Dragon Harpoon. Yeah, there's no way. It would be nice, but there's no way. It's like a 1 in... Is it 1 in 8K here, I think? I don't remember how many pulls I have here. I think the loot tracker tracks it. 272 pulls here. Not amazing. Of course, the green spawned as far away as it could. Alright, we should get at least a full inventory of uncooked here before... No, maybe not. Oh, there's green. We're not going to get a full inventory of uncooked before I gotta go dump. We can cut it a little bit tighter. Oh, no, we will get a full inventory full. Okay, nice. That poor guy got lightning struck. Sucks to be him. Yeah, it's gonna be tight whether we can dump all these fish before we gotta go down and stab him. Don't load the other cannon, you fools. Oh well. No, okay, it worked out perfectly. Well, ideally you'd have a couple percentage to run, points to run down here and be here before the spirit pool opens up, but realistically that's not going to happen most of the time. 4-point game. Could have been better, could have been worse. Alright, let's go grab that harpoon. And then we're gonna pull from the reward pool. Actually, let's pull from the reward pool and then we'll grab from the harpoon. Give me a nat, you. Okay. Soaked pages. Sure, don't mind if I do. Bunch of random lowish level fish. Stop pulling salmon, damn it. Yeah. Aside from those soaked pages, nothing useful. Well, I guess there are smoke planks. I'll use them up somewhere. Alright, group storage. Dragon harpoon. Yay, cream's the best. Alright. Now, before we set sail for the next game, I am going to go grab a bottle of water. So while I do that, you all can enjoy some shrimp, and I will return shortly. Try not to get into any trouble before I get back. Okay. Oh, somebody just pulled the pat. On one hand, pulling the pat's cool. On the other hand, there's a lot of things I'd rather have here than before a pat. Okay. It looks like I need to pull more macroalgae out of the shrimp tank. That little tuft that was laying between those two rocks has become quite a large ball. Also, I should probably turn the tank again so we can get a different camera angle. Alright, back to the game. Just drove over my damn headphone cable. Alright. Let's see, 20 people ready to depart. Yeah, let's get on this boat. I don't like it when the games are too small or too large. 20 to 30 is about right. All right. Okay, the green's done. Let's go cook until the next double spot. Speaking of which, there it is. I need to remember that I have the special attack now. And I should use that before I go to stab Temperos himself. Okay. We were done cooking at 80%, which is pretty good. Please don't load the other cannon, you idiots. Well, you can't stop stupid. At least the wave prevented them from loading too many in the other cannon. Doesn't look like they're going to waste too much of the storm intensity this time though, despite that. One more level and I could try to catch shark with this boost. It's not worth trying to use that +3 boost to catch shark though, because unless you time the boost perfectly, you're going to have some amount of seconds, less than a minute, before it goes down. It ended up being faster just to go get another couple levels. Because it is possible that you can boost and only have a couple seconds before it goes down. Doesn't happen all that often, but it is possible. And believe me, there are a few things more annoying than that when you're trying to get a +5 stew boost for something. And it goes down almost immediately after you finally get it. You only have to have that happen like once before you learn to get some kind of smaller controllable boost first so you can see what your restore timer is. Oh, we're not going to that spot yet. Now we are. Alright, we gotta go real soon to dump fish. Apparently we gotta go now. Because my inventory is full. And I'm not going to take the time to try... Don't dump in the other one, you dumbasses. Oh well. Even if this one isn't working, you're still fine. Storm intensity is not that high yet. With people dumping in 3 cannons, it's going to be a little bit hard to dump all these fish before we have to go. Which is why I wish they wouldn't do that. People who load the second cannon deserve to go dry on whatever they're going for. Hello, Treebeard. Well, come here. You have arrived for the Milo complains about people loading the second cannon at Temperos hour. On the map now? Yeah, I've been that way for a little while. I was messing around with image maps. Yeah, for masking. And so I just threw together a really ugly thing. If you zoom in a bit, you'll see the edges are kind of rough. I need to actually sit down and make a proper one. The only problem is it's in the wrong corner of the screen. It should be over in the other corner of the screen. Because... well... yeah. The way the camera's angled and stuff. Instead of fishing, I should have been cooking for a little bit already. I don't really like high intensity grinds because my mind tends to wander. And then things go to shit. At some place like Temperos, it's not a big deal because what's the worst that can happen? You catch a few fish when you should have been cooking fish instead. Oh no. Maybe get 1 point less a game or something, which you would have gotten. But that's one reason why I much prefer to do masses instead of solos, because there's much more room for things to go horribly, terribly wrong in solos than in masses. In masses, if you screw up, you still get points. In solos, if you screw up, you don't get shit. I could go over there and catch a couple from the double, but it's not worth it. I only need 2 fish. Alright. Looks like we'll be done cooking around 80%. That which is not bad. That poor fool just walked through the fire. He acted like he didn't even know it was there or something. He just walked through it and ran away. He ran through the fire to grab a rope, and then he ran through the fire leaving. Now he comes back to get another rope. I wonder if that's a bot or something. If it is, it must be a badly coded one. It's probably just a noob. And while I'm sitting there talking about some guy doing dumb things with ropes and fires, I have finished loading the crate and I'm just standing there with my thought in my ass. We really should go fish instead. And I probably shouldn't have bothered to click this double spot because the time it took to run over here, I'm highly unlikely to have it pay off. Oh well. Yeah. Unfortunately, it just works better if I have the face cam over on this side of the screen. Because since it's biased off to that side, if I am looking straight ahead, it kind of looks like if I have it over on the right side instead of the left side, it looks like I'm looking off the edge, which is a little weird. Which does mean that replacing the minimap with the face cam is not ideal. But I thought it was cool, so we're doing it for now. I might change my mind at some future date. But we'll see. Yeah, we might as well go dump. We're at 50-some%. I could probably cook a little bit, but I use extra time to refill my buckets instead, since they need it. Okay. It's kind of unfortunate I didn't get any flakes from the last set of poles. So I think we're at 4 points right now. This game should get us another 4, I think. Another game or two, and we'll do another set of poles. And then hopefully we'll have enough flakes to... I think I'll color the legs next. We'll leave the body for last. Yeah, we're at 7 permits. I only got 3 this time. Boo. I'm gonna go ahead and reset my XP tracker so we can see what my actual XP per hour is here. I don't think it's particularly amazing compared to what I was doing. AFK and Karambwans or Monkfish. But it should be better. Okay, green should be popping up any second now. There we go. Now I just gotta get lucky on double rolls. Make everything go so much faster. Unfortunately, we didn't get lucky on double rolls. I don't think we got unlucky either, we just kind of got averaged. Not sure what the actual expected fish would be for each one of those at my level. Not even sure how you go about calculating that, really. I'm sure there's a way to do it. Figure out what the success chance is, and then how many skilling rolls you expect to get. And the number of ticks that a double would last. And yeah. It's more math than I want to do, that's for sure. Definitely not that autistic. Matter of fact, as far as I know, I'm not autistic at all. It's like, why am I playing this game? Hello, Sealith. I don't think that would have anything to do with it. But also, I'm not masochistic. Nice green spot over there. See if we get some nice doubles before we have to go stab Temperos in the ass. No, see, I don't make myself suffer through that much stuff. There's a lot of suffering I just won't put up with in video games. For example, I don't enjoy permadeath modes and stuff like that. Not sure if the Dragon Harpoon is actually making me get any better XP per hour or anything, but it makes me feel better, and that's what matters. Yeah, we're getting about 60k per hour according to this, so it's about twice what we were getting at Karambwans and Monkfish, actually. Probably a little bit less than that when you count the downtime between games and stuff. Might have cut that too close. Nope, we're good. Okay, we got a little bit of time to cook before we gotta go. Okay, right now none of the cannons are firing, which is actually really surprising. Looks like we're gonna get the whole inventory cooked. Alright, lovely. Okay, hopefully we get them all in before... Yeah, we'll be fine. Got them all in. This is gonna be a 5-point game for sure. Okay. 12 permits. Let's go fish in the pool. Maybe I'll get lucky. Get something nice. And even if I don't get lucky, I should get at least a couple of, well, at least a few spirit flakes. Yeah, we got 2 drops of spirit flakes so far. 3. That's good. That might be enough to get... I didn't check to see how many I needed for the next recolor, but that might be enough. Well, let's go find out. How many do I have? 1100. Yep. Okay, I have enough. Let's go get the legs colored. Get these truly ghastly looking anglers, waders. Change into something that looks a little bit less like shit. Hear about the outfit. I would like the spirit angler version. 1200 spirit flakes to upgrade the waders. Yay. Alright. Now we just have the ugly top, which is less ugly than the rest of it. What'd you say it was? Frog Prince. Okay. I get the touch, not the kiss. Alright. Let's go ahead and put that frog token away for later, and those spirit flakes away for later. Now I just need another 1163 spirit flakes, and we can complete the set. And when that happens, then I can get rid of this rope. And honestly, when that happens, we're probably done with Temperos for a while. Because as much as I would like the Tome of Water, I don't really need it that badly. Worst case, I can always borrow cranes. And it's not like I'm going to be doing anything that'd require it for quite some time anyway. Because really about the only thing I need the Tome of Water for is... magic training up to level 87 at MTA Enchanting Room's main thing I'd want it for. Past 87, the Tome of Fire or Tome of Earth is much better. And the Tome of Fire is definitely easier to get. I'm probably going to end up doing... damn, I didn't get any cooking in. Oops. I'm probably going to end up going to 99 fire making at Wintertot at some point anyway. And that will almost assuredly get me at least one Tome of Fire. Maybe more. Alright, we might as well catch one more fish and then go cook. Anyway, what is my magic level now anyway? 73? Yeah. Magic level is one of those things that kind of just grows on its own over time. I don't usually... Once I get it into the 70s, I usually don't spend that much time actually trying to train it. Plus, I have lots of other AFK grinds I should be doing instead of MTA enchanting. Like, enchanting's not even... doing it the AFK way anyway. It's not even terrible XP per hour or anything. So it's a pretty solid activity to be doing. It's free, assuming you have a Tome of Water, or actually, what other tomes could you use with that? Tome of Water or Tome of Earth would actually work too. So I guess if you did get a Tome of Earth from Huikodal, that would be pretty amazing for magic training. Not sure what the drop rate is. Oh, I forgot to. I really want to go look up the drop rate for the Tome of Earth. It's a bad idea, let's not do that. We can do it later. When I'm not supposed to be playing it to paying attention to a minigame. I don't think it's terribly common. But also, Huikodal's not that difficult from what I remember. Okay, we can get a bit of cooking in before we have to go dump. I don't know if my gear is... Well, I assume my gear and levels are probably good enough to do at least a few Yokotl if I really wanted to. But I don't think I'd want to solo them. I can't remember if the Huey Hide armor, what levels it's good for. Don't load the other cannon, you... Ah, whatever. That's not gonna matter. Not this time anyway. It's close enough to the end that... Okay. 5-point game. Don't mind if I do. Alright. Tome of Earth. It's a 1 in 90 from Yokotl. But the uniques are scaled by contribution. I believe. So 90 more times? Well, this isn't Yokotl, this is Temperos. Yokotl's very different. Temperos drops a Tome of Water at a rate of... Okay, let's not look this up right now, actually. I think it's something stupid like 1 in 1600 or something. I'd have to look it up. Which we will do once we're into a section where I don't have to pay as much attention. Yeah, Yokotl is a group boss in Varlamore. Let's cook instead of... whatever. Probably should have cooked instead of fishing here. Okay, while that's cooking, Tome of Water is a 1 in 1600 drop from the reward pool at Temperos. Okay, I was right. And I have made 297 pulls here. So we are not even close to rate. Which is unfortunate. So far, the only uniques I've gotten here are the big harpoon fish and the fish barrel. I guess the soaked pages count as unique. But the fish barrel is a 1 in 400. So I'm pretty lucky to have gotten it as early as I did. I don't care about the big harpoon fish at all. That's just a worthless cosmetic piece of crap. Not even a good cosmetic. Like, I'm perfectly happy hunting cosmetics, but they have to be nice looking cosmetics. The harpoon fish just mounts on the wall of your POH and does nothing. But anyway, the fishing barrel has been really nice because I've been doing AFK caramboans and stuff, and that makes it so it takes a little over twice as long before I have to go bank because it holds 28 fish by itself. There was another full inventory worth basically. Oh. And since with caramboans, it's just one click and then you can walk away until your inventory is full. It really helps make the experience much more hands-off. It's a lot less important for, say, shark later, where either you're catching them at minnows once you have the level for that, or you're doing it most likely at the fishing guild, where the bank is literally right there beside you. Fishing guild is peak laziness. Okay, let's go down. Yeah, I'm glad I don't care too much about the Tome of Water. Because at a 1 in 1600, you could be here quite a while if you go dry for it. Looks like this is probably going to be a 4-point, maybe a 5-point game. Not sure what the actual thresholds are. That was 5-point. Okay, nice. 77 KC at Temperos. We have 10 permits. Let's get another game or two before we pull more. Now that I'm no longer close to getting another piece of the outfit, I'm willing to go a little longer between pulls. Yeah, we're close to another level. Looks like we've got about 30 minutes to level 73. Okay. There's the double. Now, if I get like 75 or so, then it might be worth boosting for Shark. But I think honestly if I get 75, I'll probably just go to 76 and at Karen Bonds or whatever. Or here. I'm definitely staying here until I get the full Spirit Angler set. Because I want the Spirit Angler set for sailing. I'm probably going to wear a Spirit Angler with a shoulder parrot. And maybe the barrel chest anchor? As my sailing outfit on this character. Still not sure what my sailing outfit's going to look like on the UAM. It'll probably just be what I normally wear, but with the addition of a shoulder parrot instead of the whatever cape I'd wear otherwise. I don't really need the Ardoin cloak anymore because I have the Eternal Teleport Crystal. And the fairy ring in the house and all that stuff. I strongly suspect that next week we're probably doing Giant's Foundry on the UAM. Actually, what do my skills look like? So we're 71 smithing, 63 fishing. I need to get my fishing up on the UAM, because I really like sharks on that account too. Move! There we go. 85 constructions, that's definitely not going to be a problem. We could easily boost to make anything we want to make construction-wise. 79 crafting, so we should probably be okay on crafting. I don't remember what the actual recommended, or what the actual, not recommended, but the required skills are. 80 wood cutting, should be high enough to get everything but the highest level stuff. Like, I don't need to be able to, I'm not going to re-race into 99 on any of my accounts, so I'll probably be more like racing to 80. Trying to get a high enough level so that it's not out of place with everything else I have. So I kind of want higher smithing. Maybe we should bang out that last crafting level to get to 80. Actually 90 mining. I need 2 more levels of that. Which means I also need to get a couple more crafting levels and then a few fletching levels, and we'll be good to make amethyst arrows. Which would be nice to have. Alright, let's go dump our fish. 81 farming should be plenty for most of what I would want to do. Yeah, if I can get like, I don't know, 7 or 8 more smithing levels, that'd be pretty big. But I think other than that, I probably won't actually need to grind down anything special for sailing. Other than the sailing skill itself. And the materials required to build the ship. I don't think the... Oh, it does say what materials you need. 16 large wooden hull parts, 600 bronze nails. Doesn't say what large wooden hull parts are made out of, though. Let's see. We had 13 permits. Oh, I got 3 that game. Blah. Bronze keel parts. I wonder... Oh, mining, smithing. Did they list any of these keel parts and stuff in here? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Well, that's a worry for future Milo anyway. Getting all the materials together in one place to make all the boat parts I'm going to need is going to be interesting. But that's the UIM life for you, I guess. So a skiff keel is 10 bronze keel parts. For a bronze keel. I wonder how many bars that's going to be. Depending on how many bars that is. That could be either a major issue or not a problem at all. In particular, I have a feeling that I'm really going to want noted bars. But also, I don't want to go through the effort required to get the noted bars. For some bars, it'll probably make sense to make them at the blast furnace. Get an inventory of ores, go to the blast furnace, dump them in on a non-blast furnace world. Pedal the belt a little bit so they dump in. Then add coal as needed from noted coal. Which I think I had some noted coal in my looting bag. And then even if not, you can buy coal right there. It's not that expensive. Basically just world hop, buy coal, dump it in the furnace, world hop, buy dump coal, and so on until I have enough inventories of coal. think that works. I don't remember there being any weird mechanics related to world hopping and dumping ores. And then you can hop to a blast furnace world and have them smelt instantly without having to actually pay. Normally if you're bulk processing bars, it's way too slow to be worthwhile, but if you're just trying to make 28 bars for cheap, or how many bars you can fit in your inventory, aka not 28, unless you're death banked. Oh, I should have used the special. Oh well, it's not worth it to do it now. It's probably worth it to do it while we're running to fish over here though. Anyway. I just hope it doesn't take too many pieces to make each, like if the ship parts take too many planks to make, then it's going to be a real challenge to make the ship parts. Because where am I going to store the intermediate parts? Like if I can make, say, 2 or 3 ship parts per inventory, where am I going to store those 2 or 3 parts until I'm ready to put them and install them in the boat? Will there be a storage somewhere I can put them in? Will I have to death pile them? Who knows? Hopefully not having to death pile them, because that would suck. And I really don't want to have to do that. If I could store them in the on board a boat, like in the boat's hold, that would be an interesting mechanic. In the beta, the hold could only hold certain things. So you couldn't just put whatever you wanted in there. But maybe if you can include ship parts as well as cargo and things like that, then that would be pretty handy. 4 permit game, we got 17 poles. I think we'll go fish out of the pool. Okay. Take net. Fish pool. 900 feathers. Okay, sure, why not? Some flakes. More flakes. Seaweed, which I'm going to dump on the ground probably. More flakes. Even more flakes. 1400 fishing bait, which I don't really have a good use for. Well, I can use it for barbarian fishing or something if I felt like doing that. Well, the flake pile begins to grow. We just need 1,000 more roughly. A little less than that. Alright. Well, about 20 minutes to level 73. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Let's go cook. There's the green. So the first green seems to pop up exactly at 5% storm intensity. I need to figure out when the optimal time to leave is, as far as in relation to how full the energy bar is. It seems to be when the bar's at 90 something is about when you want to leave. But I'd like to have a hard and fast time that I should go to cook at, as opposed to when you have about 7 fish, which is up to a certain amount of RNG. The wiki says that past 85 fishing, you should wait until you have done 10 skilling ticks, which, okay wiki, thank you, that's really helpful. I'm not counting skilling ticks, thank you. Not sure how many actual game ticks that would end up being. All right. People who load the second cannon deserve to go dry on whatever they're looking for from the minigame. Now we're going to hardly get any fish before the first down. It's not worth going for that double spot. We're not going to get any fish from it. By the time we get over there, it'll be time to leave. And the double spot always disappears the second that Temperos submerges. Why cook? More points, that's why. Hello, Maple. Welcome here. Usually I cook the first down, and the second down I only cook as many as I can to get a full inventory. I find that gives a pretty decent balance between XP and points. Yeah, almost level 73 fishing, which is pretty solid. I borrowed the dragon harpoon from Cream and cranking out the fish here. Yeah, another 13 minutes according to this. I'll be able to boost for shark with the harpoon. Not that I would actually want to do that quite that quickly, but I could if I wanted to. That would give me 1 minute of being able to cook shark every Not sure how many minutes it takes to refill your spike. Too long and then you get case. We're not going to get any cooking done this time. Because we need to go at about 45%. Speaking of which, we need to go right now. We're not even going to get a full inventory of fish. I blame it on the people who were loading all 4 cannons last cycle. Okay. Not doing it right if you don't play chicken with the wave. Alright, we probably could have fished a little bit more, but we're really not going to waste much time. And there we go. 4 permit game. Yeah, not too bad. Could have been a 5 if they hadn't been loading all 4 cannons, but randoms will be random. And I don't want to not do masses because I'm lazy. Oh, that was also 80 KC. Okay. $124 kills, 850 permits, 0 barrels. He's a little over 2x dry because the barrels are 1 in 400. Oof. Storm intensity 5% is where the first screen spot should pop up. Okay, and then right about the time this finishes, the wave appears, or just a hair before sometimes. Cut that a little tight, but not too tight. Also, your inventory is full. Hell yeah, that means we can just cook and go fill right away. We got a little bit of some lucky rolls on fishing from the first spot and from the double. So ideally we would finish cooking at about 80% energy. As long as it's no lower than about 70%, we're doing okay. It looks like we're going to do way better than that this time. Which means we're well on the road to a 5-point game. As long as people stop loading all 4 cannons. Ah! Good, you deserve to be electrocuted. Now get away from that damn cannon. Bastards. If you load more than 2 cannons, then it makes the game go faster, which it seems like a good thing. What it really means is that you don't have enough time to optimally get full inventories completed, but we might be fine anyway, because it's 40%, we finished dumping already. which means we'll have time to hopefully fish up a good amount before it's time to go stab Temperos. And that means hopefully we'll get to cook a decent amount during the second cycle. Particularly if you keep pulling doubles out of here. That was 3 doubles in a row, I think, maybe more. We almost filled our inventory. Which means next time we're practically just going to cook the whole time. Okay, there's no practically about it. Next time we're going to cook the whole time. Hell yeah. We'll be able to load 2 completely full cooked inventories. Man, I must have been getting high skilling rolls the whole time. Oh, I should have spec'd. We missed a couple stabs because I didn't spec before we got started. Oh well. It's just a couple points. Hey, you never know, maybe I'll get lucky and get a 60-point game here. A 6-point game. 60-point would be awesome. I don't think that's plausible though. It's gonna be pretty close on 1 down too. Yeah. Look at that, 4% left. I've actually had a mass game that got a 1 down on. That's not good when it happens. Because it cuts your rewards, it just absolutely murders them. But if you have a whole bunch of competent people with good, decent equipment and decent levels, then it can happen. Unfortunately, what they really should do in that case is just stop stabbing Temperos, but nobody's willing to do that, so... Okay, it's 50%. We're going to go start loading the cannon. Yeah, this is working out. Even with the fact that they're loading too many cannons still. This is probably going to be at least a 5-point game. We're at 3,900, 4,000 points already. Yeah, this is a good game. It's like they can load 4 cannons all they want as long as I manage to get that lucky on my skilling rolls. Of course, the reality is that that never happens hardly ever, so... That game had the potential to be very bad, and instead we got 5 points because pure luck. That deserved to be a 3-point game. One more game will probably get us next level. Or we'll get it during this next game, I should say. And then I'm only 3 levels away from Shark. Unboosted. I wonder if I can make Admiral Pies. I think I can, because I think it's 70 cooking. And they boost for 5, if I remember correctly. Because I remember you making Admiral Pies on the UIM to get into the fishing guild. Because my fishing level is only 63 on the UIM. 63? Yeah, 63. Oh, this screen one popped up at 2% storm intensity. I've seen it pop up at 5% on the dot the last several times. So there must be a little bit of variance in it. Okay. It's good to know. I'd rather it didn't have any variance, but it's good to know that it has some. Go, 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 go. I cut it really tight on that. I definitely should have left earlier. Well, we got 3 fish cooked when I should have gotten 0, so I'll take it. I'll take it. So we're probably going to be done cooking by 80%, which is good. Before 80%, which is better. They're loading all 4 cannons. Stop it. Now more people are going to load the other cannon. Stop it. Look at the storm intensity. It doesn't have to be... Until the storm intensity is like 80%, you don't have to start panic loading a second cannon. Oh, my inventory's empty. Alright. Hopefully we can get a few fish before we have to go stab. Nope. Okay. By my luck, it'll be a 1 down. 73 fishing. There we go. We can now catch mottled eel on Mulk Island. As if I would ever want to do that. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Mulk Island is a terrible place, full of people who do not respect their time at all. If you ever have reason to stop by there, you should look at them and feel sorry for them, and then move on. The fish sack is pretty cool, I guess. Pearl fishing rods are pretty cool. But like, no, save yourself. If I ever get the, I think I'm going to cut that too tight. Nope, we're good. Okay. Well, that's just going to encourage me to cut it tighter in the future. Clearly that's a bad thing. Anyway, we're not going to get a... Maybe we'll get a full inventory to load. Probably not. Yeah, let's go. Now let's catch a few more. Let's we don't have a full inventory to load, we can cut a little tighter than 45%. And a double appeared right there. Okay, now we gotta go. Our fool walked right through that fire. Probably lost 3/4 of his fish. Why'd you repair that? He has a construction cape. Whatever. Maybe he's going for 200 mil all construction. 200 mil construction at Temperos. That sounds like ass. There are worse things you could do in this game, I suppose. Okay. That was a 4 permit game, not too bad. It was 13 total. Why was it playing Sea Shanty 2? Weird. Let's go pull from the reward pool, just because I feel like it. Casket. Probably contains some alcohols, maybe some stuff I could enchant. So far it's mostly low-level fish though. Spirit flakes. Yeah, rip. The casket contained 15 uncut red topazes. Okay, I could use those. What's that guy's name? Camel Tony. Okay. That is definitely a name you could pick. Alright, we're at 305 spirit flakes, which means we need 900 more. So, you get the spirit flakes surprisingly fast. It's not particularly long grind to get enough to do the full outfit. Since we only have one piece left to color. Another hour or two and I'll have the whole full set colored. We're definitely not doing that today. Once I have the full set colored, I think I'm done here though. Because I have the fish barrel. I'll have the full angler, not ass looking angler set. Tome of water would be nice, but I don't need it. Cream has a dragon harpoon already that I can borrow when I need it. As long as I leave it in the group storage when I'm not using it. I mean, he didn't tell me to leave it in the group storage, but that's just basic common decency. It's not my dragon harpoon after all. Also, the chance of getting a dragon harpoon there is really low. There's much better places to farm that out if I do want one myself. And I don't really care about the tackle box. It's nice to have, but it's not that nice to have. Saves a little bit of bank space, maybe. But not only are we getting more bank space with sailing, but it just is not that much bank space. And most fishing gear is not hard to reacquire, so if I was desperate for bank space, I could just drop it and rebuy it. One thing you learn really well when you're playing a UIM for a while is just what kind of things are easy to reacquire. And things that are easy to re-inquire, you might as well just dump and pick up later when you need them. If there's a reason to store them, then you can store them. Otherwise, just kind of easy come, easy go. And sure, while it is annoying to go buy fishing gear, so I'm definitely not going to just drop it as long as I'm not desperate for bank space. Things like, say, the big net. I mean, you don't go big net fishing very often. Harpoon. Once you have the levels to barbarian fish for whatever thing you want to harpoon, there's no reason to keep basic harpoons around. Barbtail harpoon. It's only really useful at low level Temperos before you can barbarian fish for harpoon fish. So like there's no reason to keep that anymore. If I was desperate for bank space, I'd ditch it. Oh, let's see. The oily fishing rod. I don't think there's any reason why you'd actually want to catch the fiery eels anymore. So that could probably be dumped if you had to. Fly fishing rod, I don't think there's a good reason to keep. Small net you could keep for fishing Karambwanji and for making some hunter traps, I suppose. The basic fishing rod, don't think there's any relevant fish that can be caught with. Oh wait, maybe anglerfish, I think maybe are caught with that. So it might be worth keeping for anglers. Barbarian fishing rod, there's no reason to keep because you can just grab one out of Otto's bed every time you go up there to go barbarian fishing. I think you can go barbarian fishing over by Cox somewhere. But like, I don't know why you'd do it over there instead of over by Otto's Grotto. And you can just grab the fishing rod every time you arrive. So that's totally not required to be kept. The diving gear. You can get that back for free anytime you want. You even get some amusing dialogue when you go reclaim it. But like, it's only a couple of items. You can store that easily enough in the bank. Same way with the fishing outfit, except that can be stored in the POH, I believe. Let's go dump immediately. Not gonna bother cooking. So there's really not much fishing gear that you really need to keep around. Small net, basic rod. But like, okay, anglerfish, I'm pretty sure the place where you go to fish them is right beside a store that sells fishing rods. So yeah, it's not that important. I've got 20% energy left, but it's not. By the time I catch any amount of fish, go cook them, or just even just catch them and bring them up there, we'll be done. I'll probably be able to catch a couple. I'm gonna go cook them because I think cooking them is gonna get me more points in the amount of time I have available and less distance to run. Alright, 3 permit game. Yeah, whatever. Alright, well, it is 10:29. And the normal ending time around here is 10:30. I think we're going to wrap it up. Yeah, we need about 900 more spirit flakes before I'm done with Temperos for now. Got a bunch of fish I need to cook now. Get all these monk fish cooked. And then I think it's going to be back to fishing Well, I should also finish cooking the rest of these Caramboin. And then it's going to be back to more Caramboin until I can do sharks. Well, yeah, I want to get these 900 spirit flakes first. Maybe tomorrow I'll do some Temperos or something off stream. Or maybe tonight yet or tomorrow morning after I nap before I start work. I think you're supposed to call it sleep, but I guess it depends on how long I sleep tonight. Yeah. Oh, I got this from a clue a couple days ago. Wolf cloak. It's actually kind of cool. Let's move out here so I can see it a little better. It's like just a gray cape. It'd look cooler if it was a little wider, but... And you got paws coming over your shoulders. Oh, here we can see a Z-buffer issue. You can see that the character's hair is underneath the cape if you look at it from the side. When you look at it from the back, the hair is drawn over top of the cape. Because hair goes over top of the cape, of course. But in reality, if you used proper modern rendering techniques, that wouldn't work that way. And if you look at it, just kind of slowly turn, it makes it look really wonky. Anyway, the wolf cloak's kind of cool. Not sure when I'll ever wear it for anything, but it's cool. You know, really that's the problem with most of the cosmetic clue items. They're just not useful enough to wear over whatever else you might want to wear. There's not that much content in the game where you can easily wear whatever random shit you feel like without being at least slightly at a disadvantage. Oh well. I think I need to do some more cleanup in the... Like, why did I still have the 10th squad sigil? Okay. Apparently you can reclaim it after the quest if you really want it. Like, why did I keep this? Whatever. I must have had a reason. Fishbowl and net. This is another one of those things like, why did I keep this? Should get rid of some of this stuff. Metal feather I don't think is useful for anything. The snake charm, I think I've used it. I think I've used it in the last quest that I needed to use it in. The builder's clothing I think can go in the POH. I should check. Yeah, it can be stored in the armor case of the costume room. It's a little odd. I'm not sure why that can be stored there and some of the other stuff that you would think could go in there can't be. Like why the builder's set and not the slave outfit. Whatever. I'm not in danger of filling my bank anytime soon, so. Not since the last round of emptying it anyway. I need to go turn these long bones in. Got 5 of them. That's not bad because I'm out of construction XP. I should get rid of this gnomish cooking crap in here. Because, like, when am I ever going to do gnome cooking? Never, that's when. Oh well, that's a problem for future Milo. For now, I'm going to call it here. Tomorrow is Thursday. And Thursday means prototype. The first one. The good one. Although prototype 2 wasn't that bad. But anyway. We'll continue blazing through that tomorrow. Friday will hopefully be EDF. I haven't heard anything that would indicate that someone can't make it. And then Saturday and Sunday should be Far Cry Primal. But anyway. I'm sure we'll be doing lots of RuneScape the next couple of weeks as well in the lead up to sailing, but we'll see when we get there. For tonight, though, is there anyone on the follow list who's doing anything interesting? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Well, I don't think we're ready anyway then. Hopefully, I see you all back here tomorrow for some good old prototype shenaniganry. And I will see you all later. Good night. And goodbye.